Let's go to Chicago from here and live on the floor, our great friend Todd Horwitz here, another hour or so away from all the numbers. And Todd, you have said before, people that are familiar with your comments, saying, well, these reports, they will have some reaction from the trade, but you like to look at the longer term picture, not to get really focused on these numbers, as like the end all.
Right. Hello, Mark. Again, the numbers are the numbers. You have to remember, we're not in 1970 right now. We're in an age where everybody's got a handheld computer next to them across the globe. Yeah. So the information is really already kind of priced into the market. Now, can there be a shock? There could be some sort of a surprise, but I think that we've already built in the surprise. I mean, I can only see from here some selling pressure. I know we're getting some buying going into it, and we've had some awkward buying back and forth, but overall, the numbers are the numbers, and we're going to see what the longer-term trend is going to end up being, which I believe will be higher. But for right now, I look for some selling pressure in the numbers. Again, I think they're fairly priced in already. We have a lot of information at our fingertips, which we never had before. When I first started trading, there was 50 guys around one little tiny computer to get a report. Now, everybody carries one in their pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good point. So is it going to be a classic case, maybe, of buy the rumor and sell the fact here after noon Eastern time?
I would think so. I'm going to say that we should see some selling. I wouldn't get short. I am short myself, but I wouldn't get short into it. And I think you have to determine, if you're a farmer or you're a producer, obviously you're naturally bullish. You're looking for a report to even spark them higher. But hopefully you've taken some of the old stuff out and you've cleaned up some of the bins and you've liquidated some stuff that we held purposely for this kind of move. I think you'll probably, today, tomorrow, I think you'll start to see lower prices start to come in. But then again, I'll be looking for a buying opportunity if we start to trade lower.
So what about all the wet weather that Joe just showing us around the country is going to last more than a couple days, maybe all the way through the end of the week? That delays, and now we're talking about the 10th of May, not the 10th of April.
I understand that. And again, one of the things that's happened, not only with technology that we can see, but now technology out on the farms now also is much greater. So we do get delays, but it's not quite the same problem that we would have, 30 years ago dealing with it now, because we can get things faster. We're able, the seed is better, the fertilizer is better, everything is better today, so we can get things done a little bit faster if we need to.
That'd be good. Let's take a look at corn futures right now. Todd Horwitz live on the floor at the CME Group. By the way, it's BubbaTrading.com. A little bit higher here. If we do go lower in December corn, where do you want to see support in there? 375, our low overnight this morning.
I think I'd like to see, I'm looking for like 360. That would be an area that I would step back in and start to buy. I've been very friendly to the space all along. So I'm thinking now a good move down to about 360 would be a solid support level. And if we get some good news, remember, we've got these outside factors that are still affecting the grain trade, which is, what is the Fed going to do? Yeah. So I think that'll, again, solve itself. And I think we have a very big move coming, and I'm getting excited for it. But again, technically, we want to see some work done to the downside to relieve some of the straight-up move we've had recently.
Todd Horwitz, take a look at the soybean trade here. Before we take a break, we'll look at the livestock trade in a minute. The soybeans double-digit advances here. The November new crop up to 1027, 1034, their high. Now, though, at 1027, up 11. Let's take a look at the wheat trade here. Ahead of the crop report here, a little more than an hour. Chicago wheat up a penny and 3/4. July at 457 3/4. Kansas City, new crop July there, up 0.5 cent. Not much movement there, pretty quiet. And the Minneapolis July new crop is up a little over 2 cents, 532 1/2. Back to Chicago and Todd Horwitz. In 1 minute, we'll see what he thinks about the livestock trade. We come back after this.